We really have come a long way since 2017, when every other day it seemed you were singing that
Aaron Rodgers,
Gregorian chant.
You're the greatest I've ever seen. Forever.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
He's not.
Aaron Rodgers,
He's not. But I will
throw
never
the ball down the field.
Yes, that is definitely the issue now. But I still will always stand by Aaron Rodgers in his prime is still arguably the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. There's no doubt. Aaron Rodgers in his prime. I think we would hear more stories if he had won another Super Bowl and just had a little bit more lore, because they're just, as I've told you, anybody that's faced him, he does things on the field you've never seen before. He is smart as hell. He had a period in time where I would talk to coaches and they'd be like, I mean, did you see our game last week? We played against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we played awesome. Can you believe the throws and plays he made? Like, I've never seen anybody do that. Right? I mean, I've heard so many coaches say that. And, yeah, he is an all-time great, but certainly he's got some work to do here to finish it off on a high note.
Hey, it reminded me, as you were explaining that, of the quote that I think was attributed to Richard Dent about Mike Ditka and the Bears of the 80s.
I think I remember.
We won a Super Bowl because of Mike Ditka, and we won one Super Bowl because of Mike Ditka. It's possible the Packers won a Super Bowl because of Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers ultimately only won one Super Bowl because of Aaron Rodgers. That's possible.
I hear you. People are going to think that. I think there is going to be a faction of people that will always think that. I think there were some other circumstances there too, right? And I would be a little bit of a guy that would go, no, there was a time there where they kind of just said, hey, you're so good, carry this group, and then we can make the rest of the team better. And that's where I felt like it was a little unfair, where you'd go, damn, Rodgers is arguably the best quarterback in football. And, I mean, there's, nothing special around him right here, right now to really get them over the top. He's doing a lot on his own, blah, 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 right? And the free agents, not signing them, first-round support players on them. So that's where I guess I feel for him a little bit. But I understand what you're saying there, Mike, totally.
And, look, they would have gone to a second Super Bowl if Morgan Burnett doesn't take a knee with a pick six.
Yeah, right.
Way too early.
Or if they just catch an onside kick, right? I mean, either one, they're going, right.
The onside kick went off of the tight end, the backup tight end. It went off of his shoulder pads or something like that. I can't remember his name, but I'd know it.
Really one of the most shocking games I can ever remember in history. I would be one of those where I would challenge people one day to go back and watch it and just see how thoroughly the Packers kicked the crap out of the Seahawks and really blew way more opportunities early in the game where they should have been up 31-0, like 28-3, that kind of stuff, where it was like there's no way they can come back. And they blew opportunities. And it's just that I can still remember watching that game in shock that day. I couldn't believe it.
We were watching that game. It was me, my nephew, and his friend who's a huge Packers fan. And this was pre-barn, back when we actually watched football games in the house.
Yeah.
And I remember turning to his friend Jeremy and saying, congratulations.
Right.
It's over.
Right.
And that was the launch of what ended up being an unwanted superpower by me, where time and again I would declare and fully believe something to be over, and it would go the other way from that moment on.
The kiss of death.
Including
Dr. Doom's kiss of death.
I think we were watching the Masters.
Right.
I think it was the Masters, and whoever the big golfer was at the time who was leading, I said, oh, this is over. And he went into a complete and total meltdown after that. I just can't remember who the golfer is. But he went into a total meltdown, and it all fell apart. Fortunately, I have lost that power. But, man, it was bad, and that was when it started. Anyway, Brandon Bostic is the backup tight end.
Oh, that's what it was.
Good
pull.
Okay, that wasn't me. That was Courtney. I'll give
Way to go, Courtney. Way to go, Courtney.
It showed up in the document. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.